Well, before you use the mortar, we must make sure it's isolated before you do any setting up at all. Okay? You've got your table here. You must make sure there's no mess around here for the wood to go against. The face goes against the metal there at all times, yeah? So, place the face in there, and then when they clamp that, in there, like that, so it's nice and firm, yeah? The next thing is we need to set the chisel in the right position on the wood. So if we lower this down like that, so we're nearly touching the wood but not touching the wood, yeah? Undo this here, and this wheel will move that backwards and forwards, yeah? So I'll just slide that over there a bit, move that till that then lines up with the two tram lines on my mortise. Okay, see that in there? So it lines up on there. So when that's lined up, then lock it here. The next thing we need to do is set the depth of cut, because what we're going to do is go halfway through and turn it over. So let that go up carefully. I'll slide this along a bit so I'm just going to get the mortise chisel down there. If I lower this down to the side, now at the moment that's stopping on this stop here. See, this stop here is a lock here. I'll undo that there, that moves up and down, yeah? So I'll slide that down to just over halfway and then lock that back up. I know that now is low enough, yeah? Okay, so now that's set, ready to use. The only thing I want to do, we're only doing the middle one, so I want to bring that back in the centre. The reason why I put that more centrally, some of these have a little bit of play as they get a bit older and they may move a little bit, so it's always best to have it dead centre as you work. Yeah? Lock that nice and secure, and make sure you've got no loose clothing on when you're doing it. Make sure whenever you clamp anything up, especially long pieces, that you don't put your hand over there and undo it, because a long piece might pivot over and your hand will go into the chisel. Yeah? Don't touch the chisel at any time either, because it could be very hot and burn you. Okay? So if you've got long lengths, you should have support rollers each side of the machine. Yeah? Always make sure it's isolated at all times until you're ready to use it. So we've got that there. We always use the face to that edge, okay, when we use it, because I see quite a lot of people, when they take it out to do the other side, they'll take it out like that and turn it around like that and have it the wrong way round. You must make sure the face is rotated like that, so the face is still against that edge when you do it. Yeah? Okay? So the other thing you want to look at when you're setting a mortise chisel up, that here there's a little slot in the side of the chisel, a bigger slot than on the other side. It's called a chip window. That allows the chippings to escape, and that should always be on the side. So that means when I start my cut, I'll start here and I'll end up working my way that way, so there's always a hole for the chips to escape from. But what I do first is do the two outside edges first, and then I work my way across. Yeah? Because the trouble is, if you get right near the end and you've only got about half a mil or something to clean down, the chisel tends to veer off a little bit, so you don't get a straight cut. So do the two ends first and then work across. You want goggles and ear defenders on when you use this. Okay? So what we do first is take the padlock off, turn that. Now that should automatically go on and off now, but sometimes people turn the isolate off here as well, so just make sure that's on the on position. Turn it on. Slowly lower that down. Get it in line with the line you're doing. Down a little bit, then down to the slot. Just work your way across then. You go up carefully, don't bang it. Take it out. Turn it around so the face is still there. Clamp it up. sure the siphon's coming out from the side. Just plug it up. Turn it off, and then always isolate when you're finished. We'll get that over there. You should end up with a nice clean. That bit will come out for the. Nice clean mortise. Okay.